super underwhelming outside of those big sleep moments. And there is pressure on whenever you're going to pick something like the Lilia into a tank jungle. We know you're supposed to get a jungle clear lead, but what else are you going to do in the context?
Looks like 113 is looking here. Really wants to try to steal away this blue buff.
This is such a game. This just feels like a smite fight, though. Maybe if he lands everything, it'll be all right, but...
Yeah, it might be just be a flip.
Seed.
I mean, we'll see.
This is a lot to bet on a flip. Oh! Manages to grab it from the side of Bukata. Well,
Paris is here.
Knock back to the wall is there. Paris immediately going to fall. Ice from downtown. Bukata stronger in the matchup, yes, but not in a 3v1.
It's BDS bot lane here, moving first, immediately capitalizing. I love that it's 113 that actually starts this play, because it's usually always the Rel starting with the Q flash, and I think Bukata could have easily reacted to it. But it's actually 113 starting with the Skarner flash E, which I wasn't expecting, and it ends up being Bukata going down, but we got crazy trades on top.
Relevant, boom!
It's a solo kill.
Blank! Gen X flashing straight into his face with a long-range weapon to finish the job.
And he's bullying the Gnar. He's doing it.
That's what's supposed to happen, right? You're supposed to be able to bully him. Paris on the way out now, bloodbath on every side of the map. Both teams, seeing that they have the isolated 2v2, decide it's time to start fighting. Kadui getting
113 is here
now, but 113 is on the way in. Ishtal's edge. Finding the knockback flash out from Kadui. Loopy will be locked up, but no ulti quite yet. Loopy set to fall. Nice lockdown, and 113 grabbing another kill.
And after a disaster early game for BDS, 113 is everywhere.
1v1. So good for the confidence and good for the state
no
of the
flash
game,
here.
But Kadui way too far forward. Thought he was safe. I mean, he's going to take his time walking out of this one, but he should just fall. Shattering strike, fall up CC there. Overextending. They don't have the damage to immediately punish. Q going wide. And Ice, he's just too damn clean. Again, he was dead 15 seconds ago, but they just had to make sure the buttons were going to get hit. The skill shots
didn't have to reload. But it was a great sidestep by Ice there onto the Varus Q. It is going to be the Gross picked up by Bukata. But now Kadui falling there, and most likely Drake going over to the side of BDS. I mean, Loopy has a crazy cheese here.
Loopy can get things kicked off. Reeker does have ult. Q flash forward. Immediate follow-up. They're only managing to lock up one. 113 now ready to turn. Reeker doing decent damage, but will have to snap back in a second. Now taken out of the fight. Ice 4-shot going to hit the Drake, and down it goes. Reeker going back in with the Q3.
And it's messy. The Grubs here and want to look to dive irrelevant, but he's about to hit Mega. I don't think they really have the damage for this.
It's a bit awkward because you kind of want to wait him out. As the Hex Flash takes him away. Bukata going in. Not aware there's a Skarner waiting. Excellently layered CC. Not even time to put anyone to sleep.
That's a disaster for SK, and it's so disjointed as Irrelevant gets a good little chunk here onto Reeker.
Closing game's the struggle for this BDS lineup. But again, I think the 113, the hero of the game thus far, falls behind a bit early because of the strength of Lilia, leverages his bot lane's push to contest, to get those early kills, and has just kept up that pace. And this is big for anyone following BDS. Well, that thought as Paris is locked up. Bukata here to follow. Paris taken down. Nice little trap there from SK to punish. But meanwhile, on the top side, the counter punch coming through is now it's Gen X who's in trouble. Forced to flashback, but will get cut down. Another TP on the way up. Reeker with ulti available, and Nuke going to start TPing out. 113. They just try to find an angle to go into the wall, but that is a fast Yone. Nice flash to the side. Nice lock up to bring him under tower.
No way.
Knock back into the wall. Knock up. The kill will still come through. Maybe a tenth of a second.
Getting to zone Gnar here. It's a good cross map from SK.
Also the blade spike, definitely going to feel good. Nice bit of a trap here. Loopy going over the wall, trying to lock up Paris. Soul unbound from Reeker, good bit of damage down, but not nearly enough to get any kills. Bukata on the way in. Now a sleep might change the story, but the rage is starting to stack. That's one sleepy Gnar. Desperately wants to go Mega, but this fight is getting awkward fast as Paris has generated so much space and Irrelevant now goes Mega. I don't think this dive is there. Ice on the way in too. He's got the range. The curtains have been called. But SK are getting the hell out of dodge. Well defended by the side of BDS.
It's a great, I like the idea from SK. They want to go for the cross map,
but not able to stop Nuke from this immense side lane pressure. They're also going to concede bot lane tier 1.
Yeah, now Nuke will catch back up in gold onto this Yone, which feels pretty to the game. I also do think it gets to a point where Gnar should start winning on side and be quite fine. And when that happens, then SK lose a big win condition.
Definitely will. Nuke grabs another tower. Traded 1-for-1 in terms of towers overall, but the Herald also goes down for BDS. So again, the second BDS got that lead off that bot side play where Bukata went down. They have been so active in getting these objectives taken out.
And it's a mountain soul, this game. And you see 5 defensive boots on the side of BDS. So if they're able to get 2 mountain dragons, they're going to be pretty unkillable against these lethality champions on the side of SK.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jin has Collector, but likely I imagine...
SK has been able to maintain control, and you see Genax is opening straight to mid here, willing to drop this top wave that Nuke pushed in. Now it's going to be a mid lane contest here.
Ready for the full 5v5. Irrelevant will be later to the play.
Herald dropped by 113.
Keep your eyes on those swirl seeds. If Bukata hits multiple people, likely the time for SK to kick off a fight. Herald dropped, but it's awkward. There's no immediate follow-up, so it's just a chunk of damage. But BDS do leverage it to get priority position on the objective.
Par's getting poked out a little bit.
SK walking to this choke is definitely tough, but Irrelevant's backing off, so he's not going to threaten too much here. Now we just continue. We want full 50-50. Now that the Mega is gone, BDS are in a bit of a tougher position. Genex coming in behind. Paris will spot him, but who is spotting who? Paris finds the initial engage. Irrelevant now on the chase in. Loopy locked up. Kadui trying to fire back. Bukata, eyes set on the objective. 2.5k health getting lower and lower. 113 too far away. That's the Drake already picking over, but Nuke scooping 2 up. Finding Kadui looking to chase down Genex as well. Locked out comes in from ice. Paris gonna find the CC. 113 knocks him back. Symphony of CC there from BDS. Better, but right now, I completely agree with what you're saying.
Yeah. Oh, 113 doing a little drifting.
Loopy just walking forward. This tower is about to fall. Good VAR assault to start things off. Paris missing a bit on the Shattering Strike. Irrelevant off to the side. Reeker laying down a lot of damage, but not going to finish much here as Paris re-engages. Nuke setting up the tower. Nice positioning from BDS, denying any potential fallout from SK. And again, disconnected from the side of SK.
Yeah, it's Loopy really desperately trying to defend this mid lane tower, but it's a 200 HP tower. All it takes is a few auto attacks from the side of BDS.
Fast, but not fast enough to get here, so SK will need to fight if they want to stop this one or prey on some sort of miracle steal. Some sort of fumble from 113, 3k, getting lower, shock blast in, ulti goes through, and they manage to steal it! Ruin is on, but the flowers are still going to get taken down. Ice trying to clear as many as he can, but he only has 4 bullets. That was incredibly awkward. They do manage to find the steal. I guess I caster cursed it, but 113 still trying to force the fight. Genex with a knockback, but just brings his team deeper into the fight. A lonely Swirl Seed, the only side of Bukata in this exchange. Kadui, good damage. Irrelevant, not going to get hit by the Q. SK still pushing forward. They got it. They got the auto going out of that.
I don't know how. Reeker got a 3-4-man Yon ultimate, while also stealing the Atakan at the same time. I need a replay.
Shepherding that wave in from SK. Nuke can just keep pushing if he wants to threaten or deny some resources. Both teams 5v5, posturing, fishing for the fight. Irrelevant Meganar. Genex trying to proc it early, looking to knock him back. Blast Cone there. Reeker can now follow. Full committal onto Irrelevant. They want to take this Gnar to the fight, but it does mean that they've conceded the objective. 113 immediately coming in, trying to find the follow-up. A kill traded. Loopy going for more on the engage. Kadui with the ultimate. Lockdown on the Skarner. The chain CC there, but he still manages to get down the Impale. Sleep coming through. Can they find the follow-up? Nuke going for the pushback. The team ready to go. Eyes on ice. The Jin ready to take over, but he just doesn't have the position. SK, more kills coming out in the play.
And it's so messy, but it's BDS picking up the Drake, and I don't think SK can really get anything off of this. It could look to start the Nash, but they don't really have anybody to tank it up. And it's a big mistake from... I mean, Irrelevant is the one with plated steel caps, and the Warden's Mail, and the Sterax, while Nuke has a Merc Treads, and the Stopwatch. I mean, the Seeker's Arm Guard.
Yeah.
Oh, Loopy.
Pale over the wall. Loopy locked up. CC well layered as Kadui tries to fire back, but Loopy still standing tall. Curtain call coming out, but all of SK ready to follow up. Some damage coming through onto Reeker, but Reeker can just now chase, getting incredibly aggressive, unstoppable as he recalls. Loopy will finally drop. Reeker getting taken out as well. The Ignite gonna finish the job, and now Nuke on the chase. Hungry for a little bit more. Baron on the table. BDS, they can start it, but it's a tough call. Bukata does have flash. He could just look to steal. Kadui just continuing to poke. Relevant Meganar on the way.
SK needs to drop it. They weren't able to get any of the poke, and 3 versus 5 is just not good enough. And it's Loopy getting caught out, but he's actually fine. But it's Reeker that really wants to make something out of this TP, and he ends up going too deep and falling. And SK are able to pick up the mid lane tower, but it's Nash for the side of BDS.
Massive to have that Nash.
He's very isolated here.
Will that flanking ward make the difference? For now, the answer is no, but it gives SK so much more confidence to step up and poke. Nuke, though, continuing split pushing. BDS can just back away towards Nuke if they want a 5v5. Instead, play for the inhib tower. SK caught between a rock and a hard place. Again, they want the Mountain Drake, but still they're risking a 50-50 at this state while Nuke is guaranteed to break a tower. Reeker trying to find the fight, but he does not hit Ice. Crucially, Paris finding a bit of CC. Ice untouched. Objective down, 1-1-3. Better on the smite. That's the soul over the fight. The base now exposed as Nuke's involved. And this is disaster.
It's a disaster for SK, and this was practically a 4v5. And BDS doesn't look like they can go for more, but that's the Mountain Soul for the side of BDS. And they can continue pushing. They still got the Nash, and they're 5 members still up.
42 seconds left. Nuke getting value out of the Nash on the push while his team took the objective. That is the worst possible scenario for SK. They had to make a choice. Either one, they would have lost something. And in this case, they lost both.
And that's 2 inhibitors gone. Mountain Soul for the side of BDS. And you kind of have to feel as SK. It's a tough game now.
It's a tough game. And again, it started well. I like the way they use Lily at that level 1 with the Bukata overstaying a bit.
But now they can just siege up for this tier 2.
Reeker. Ooh. Forced to ult out, still gets clipped a little bit there. Ulti coming in from 1-1-3, but again, you can see that he just doesn't really take damage. The Mountain Soul doing so much work.
Irrelevant also to the side here. I mean, now the problem is SK really needs to go back to base.
The base is just getting hit by supers right now.
Yeah. And SK do have decent ranged wave clear with the Jace, Lilia, and the Varus. But BDS could pressure a dive potentially. But they might also just choose to play it very safe, waiting for the Nash. I mean, that's like the ultra safe option. But I would like to see them try to play for this tower without the Nash, because I think it is possible.
And I think that, back on the subject of how do you build the Iron Man suit in the desert, aka how do you throw this game? If you let it go to Elder, I think that's a big mistake.
Yeah.
There's no reason. Relevant standing on the side with Meganar, trying to zone. Wall up goes down, knock back onto Bukata. He should just fall. Stun coming through there as well, but he buys a bit of space with the stopwatch. Nuke and Ice now ready to follow. Nice knock-on coming through from Paris. Instantly, the 3-man shuffle. The Emperor has arrived. SK not going to get the chance to fight for anything. Not the Elder, not the Baron. Bukata gets one back in return. Reeker does a little bit of damage here, but it's just not enough. Minions crashing in, but BDS want to play for a few more kills. The Relevant gets another auto down. Loopy will survive. The base, however, will not. And there it is for Ice. Kill for the Jin. 4 bullets, 5 kills.
And BDS, they will remain in control of this game as they close. It takes a bit to kill. So it's okay in that sense to be this heavy on the AP. And you have the true damage from Gwen.
We'll see.
But it's a bit like after
learns the Shuriken flip. This is pretty easy. Otherwise, it's tough. The Shroud.
I think Irrelevant can just start fighting GenX here and try to make him burn spells. And then 1-1-3 can wrap in from behind. As GenX probably feels a little bit safe with this ward.
Oh, he's no longer safe, however. Exhausted, Irrelevant now going in. 1-1-3 committing. Gwen immune as GenX tries to get a bit more damage down. Irrelevant trying to find the snip on a GenX. Nice Shuriken flip, but still, that's first blood for the Severing Bolt. Is Reeker going to get punished? Reeker desperate to get the wave in. But 1-1-3 is right here. They'll spot Reeker. Paris coming in as well. Nuke has to be careful not to overstay. It could be in trouble. Combo there. Easy kill pickup. Solo lanes from BDS. Finding massive advantage.
It's a disaster for SK, and it's 2-0 for BDS.
Why do you keep rhyming? All right, the 1-1-3 creativity, but for now, in bot lane, Ice and Paris just getting a bit aggressive, and 1-1-3 continuing to find these angles. GenX isolated 1v1, pretty far behind on items. Level 6 to level 6. GenX forced to dash away. SK, at the very least, are going to get this Drake, and BDS not in a great position to get something else on the other side of the map, so they might just try to fight this, but they're at a man disadvantage. Can't quite see. Nuke is level 6. Can ult into the fight. Paris only level 5. It could be tough. 1-1-3 in the midst of everybody. The lockup, the CC is there. 1-1-3 set now to fall. The flash forward into his teammates. That is not what you wanted. 200 health or more taken away from every member of BDS. Right as you praise him, it all starts to fall apart.
1-1-3, what was that? He has the whale on him. Rather than this very volatile Ignite Exhaust, we need the fist.
Yeah. And it's clear that GenX wants to be that kind of player, wants to leverage these picks. And in game 1, to be fair, the Jace pick did pay off. They did find some early leads from it. It just didn't transition into anything more meaningful. But Irrelevant very rapidly becoming a problem as this fight breaks out. Ulti in from the Hui. Kadui free firing. 1-1-3 goes forward and will get taken down. Ulti over the wall from Ice. The Loopy's still walking away as the Drake falls for SK.
And again, it's a mistake from 113 as he really wants to contest this Drake, but his team is not in position. They're not around him. When he gets hooked, he ends up just going down, and in a desperation, BDS try to get a kill back onto Loopy, but they just don't have the damage.
What's your Twitter handle? But Nuke is recalling. Can get there pretty quickly with the Weaver's Wall.
He's going to look to TP in, I think, just on the big ward, and they just started up.
They don't push topside either.
Irrelevant can kind of 1v2 here and just keep them at bay.
Ready for the full-on 5v5. Flash is up across the board for SK, except for the Akali, who does not have one. Same story for BDS. BDS being pushed back. Loopy, decent flank, but they're just going to try and turn and burn. He doesn't even get a chance to proc the Aftershock. He's just instantly deleted. In the meantime, Irrelevant trying to 2v1 here. A single grub. All that's left. BDS already got 4. They're going to get 1 more as well. That's 5. The Gwen still standing. Irrelevant dashing back into 113. Count up is Genax. Down he goes. Ice on a killing spree. Complete and total disaster. The Weaver's Wall coming in. Reeker running for his life. Bukata taken out as well. BDS demolishing the fight.
And it's clean from BDS. They immediately turn on the first target and they use the All-Star combo and combine. Let's count the Mertreads count. 1, 2. Wait, there's a Ninja Tabi.
There's a Swifties and a plated steel caps.
Plated steel caps could do it. Come on.
Oh, he said 7. Reeker caught out. Flick comes in. That's all the gold lead. That's the only strong position on the map. Deleted. The ulti's still going. Ice now ready with the setup. Just a few seconds away from the ultimate. Kadui waiting over the wall. Lays down a rocket, but not much else. BDS pushing in bot side, getting that pick, looking to knock down this tower.
Yeah, great play from BDS here. They're able to shut down the one member of SK that is actually strong in Reeker. And now they're going to get this bot tower as well. And wow, BDS are looking pretty damn good.
Definitely are. But for SK, I mean, this is tough. Game 1 was much closer than this. Game 2 has been complete slaughter thus far. Have to hope that they can rally in this mid game, find some angle to come back. Because we were hyped, right? They beat Fnatic.
Yeah.
We wanted to know how much of this was them outplaying, how much of this was Fnatic fumbling. But if you go from such a monumental upset into a lackluster performance, people are
really
going
to see.
And KC did beat BDS pretty handedly.
But then if KC loses to Fnatic and BDS beats SK, oh, a little wall hit for Nook.
Then we have the circle of... The circle is coming back. I'll just leave it at that. Reeker, nice fear. Gonna poke damage down. This is a very hard 1v1 to win. He's dead. 113's on the way. Threaded volley to finish. And again, caught on a side lane.
Yeah, it's rough. Rough for the side of SK. And it's like, especially when it's your one Fed member this way and he can't even do anything. What hope do you really have? I think they really need to get a... Oh, it's a good cancel from Loopy at least. Get a bit of tempo. But I think they need some really good Sejuani engage. Ice doesn't have cleanse, so maybe Sejuani can engage on mid, and it's happening.
Hey, flash out from Ice.
Great minds think alike.
It's like you can see the future. Now they just need to do it one more time.
Yeah.
When Ice doesn't have flash, he could be more vulnerable in the coming team fight, but BDS already have mid-prio and are set
I
at
think
1 point.
Smurf threats so far. I'm just gonna say that.
You want 7 or 8, brother. We accept nothing else.
Genax is gonna get me.
Ulti coming in from 113. Setup is good. Flick is good. Follow-up kill is instantaneous. SK asleep at the wheel. Control ward covering that Raptors pit for BDS, paying dividends.
It's just unplayable for SK. You can see it. If they ever try to match numbers, all you need is a little... Oh, Nuke.
Nuke. Another flick. Reeker's going to die again.
Root does have flash.
Is flashing out, following up with an ult of his own. Uses the Severing Bolt probably for a bit extra poke, but just gets the Seraphs.
He's going to be able to survive, but it's flash now down on Reeker. And
the elite, but now it's Reeker who's going to be in trouble, and I think it might be time for the same exact play we saw mid. 113 can just ult to zone away. Might not even be forced to do it.
Yeah, they don't even need to ulti. Wow.
It's 19 minutes, it's a 6K gold lead.
Yeah.
Right? I just don't know what the angle is here. For SK, it's so hard.
Yeah, Genax is here, but I think he's going to be forced out.
Weaver's Wall comes out. Reeker again, the target. Split fight though. BDS could lose on the bottom side of the fight. Nuke finding the initial kill onto Reeker. Paris now trying to retreat. Genax looking for a bit of follow-up, and Paris will get taken down.
Okay, a 1-for-1 for SK as they're able to actually find a 4v5 as Irrelevant was stuck pushing mid lane. But still, it's a 1-for-1 where you get enemy support and your mid lane dies.
Cheers in the studio for SK. I think they need that momentum. I think they need that faith. It's the start of something, potentially.
And mostly it's just due to the fact that Gwen is mid lane. If Gwen was here, SK would not be able to do anything, but it's a nice little punish. But now they're going to have to give the Drake. And what you really want to see from the side of SK here is that they're able to pressure this top side. But
Reeker,
instead it's Reeker that's caught.
Again. One more combo.
No flash.
No flash. Nuke unstoppable.
Yeah, and that's just a mistake from Reeker, right? He face checks into, he get a little crab, but...
I mean, in a perfect game, or in a perfect level of performance, there's so few plays, as Genx is rooted up. Chain CC there, ulti going after the MF, Genx forced to retreat. Kadui just desperate to clear the wave, and the tier 2 will fall.
A little bit slow ult there by us. I think if he ults earlier, he could actually take down Genx, but to be honest, doesn't really matter as you're about to get this tier 2 bot and build up to an 8,000 gold lead.
I mean, how do you keep focus in this game if you're SK?
I think when you're like, in this game, he was kind of like the only Fed member. You feel like you should be able to still play like you're strong, but you're not because the map is on fire and you can't go into any bush.
Yeah, and you being strong in your 1v1 matchup stops mattering once you're out of your 1v1 matchup.
Yeah.
1-1-3 might be caught here. Kadui now following. They have to be careful not to overchase into Nuke. Nice start, but Bukata eating a lot of that damage. Not bad for the side of SK. Reeker now here could potentially look to follow up. Irrelevant off to the side, zoning away Genx. Reeker trying to get an angle to get a bit more damage down. Otacon leash, but it's hitting BDS a decent amount. Genx dashing over the wall. Nuke now dominating. That's a single kill. SK, do they want to keep going for this? They're down a man, but a lot of blinking health bars on the side of BDS. Nuke half HP, 1-3 healing up nicely, and Ice isolated on his lonesome.
Irrelevant is coming.
Relevant looking to herd them. BDS hoping to find the setup. Weaver's wall goes down. Irrelevant trying to find the angle. Pair's immediately going to fall up. It's a split fight, but BDS are winning both of them. Irrelevant now on the chase. The needlework making quick work of Kadui. Bukata nowhere to go as the flick back does manage to land, and it's complete and total disaster.
And it's an ace for BDS as they play it nice and slow. They know that they're strong. Yeah, he said it best.
Yep.
GG's. Did he say easy?
I couldn't hear that.
I think he just said
syllable.
GG, maybe he said GG easy. That would be crazy.
Ease, but
I feel like only noobs say easy, you know?
I don't know.
I've never heard a pro player that says GG easy.
The second I got hired by Riot, I stopped all chatting. I decided it was never worth the risk ever again, and I just turned it off.
Would be funny if I said GG easy, but...
Yeah, I don't want to put words in his mouth. People can scrub back and decide for themselves what was said in that moment. BDS hasn't been easy, but it has been very clean. 7-0-8 for Nuke, 6-0-3 for Ice. Irrelevant 3-0-3, 2.2k gold lead. This Akali pick not working out at all.
They can get all inhibs here. Genx might be in trouble.
Falling. Irrelevant ignoring Genx completely to just hit the tower. Will finish it in the face of the Akali and is now finally forced to withdraw. So 200 gold back as Loopy's now going to give his life in exchange for very little. Not much else to say. Bukata starting the fight. Nuke. Paris now running. Paris gonna die. Hits the cowbell. He's withdrawing. Guys, like,
I think he said GG easy.
Yeah, just to be clear.
That's great.
So.
I think Nuke and Paris can kind of 2v5 here. Whoever face checks dies.
Got it going in. SK, last hope, last fight. 8k on the Baron, getting lower. Bukata knocked up, knocked towards the pit, a little bit risky, but BDS just turning their attention now. Ulti unleashed from the MF, Irrelevant on the side. They're desperate to kill this Gwen, but he's still standing. Shield coming in from the lock of the Iron Solari. Genx going back in, but he's exhausted, he's a tired little ninja, and the shutdown coming out as well.
Yeah, you have to think that's going to be game here. It's going to be Gwen recalling, being able to TP back a 4 versus 2. Kadui is going to have to make a miracle to try to hold this.
I think the kid of Corky, it's just not enough. You need a 4-item Aphelios if you want to turn this one back, but maybe Kadui can get it done. Paris with a quick combo, the answer is no. No, he cannot. It was short-lived. SK completely decimated. BDS can feel good about this. Huge confidence win for them. For SK, you just hope that they can adapt coming into their future series. Hope that this doesn't stymie their momentum too much from that first upset against Fnatic.
It was a very clean game from BDS. Super happy with the glow up from 1-1-3 in Paris. A nice little 2-0 and no real big throws. A little bit messier game 1 while an incredible clean game 2. And 1-1-3 showing that he can carry on tanks too, baby.
periphery function? What is her primary role? I'm excited to see Yike pilot the champ. And in contrast, Fnatic, they do have a lot of skirmisher scrappers. Wukong, Ambessa, Rakan, great at
Look at bot lane though, Betty. Casey know that there's no one here to help Oscar, and he goes in. Not going to be able to do anything.
0.7k gold lead, a lot of it sitting on top of Karna.
Yeah, Karna's in such a strong position on this chase. Mickey going in with the grand entrance, has the quickness as well. Will pull Targamas back. The Cyclone follow up into the double knockup. Upset looking for the damage here as well, but Targamas sides flash, remember. Razzle falling low. Mickey in the midst of fall, and he will fall. Kalist with his first of the game.
Fnatic tried to force a fight onto Targamas, but they didn't quite have the damage to lock him down. And remember, all those flashes were just burnt on the top side of the map, which means that Targamas, still having his flash available, was able to get out of harm's way, and Casey could turn it in their favor. I mean, this early game is looking to be a stomp so far. Fnatic have found no play. The problem is, and this is a big problem, you don't really have control over your waves.
Yeah.
Any lane that Karna is in, he keeps it pushed underneath Oscar's tower. Vladdy and Kalist still have strong lane presence to be able to get that push.
TP behind here. Humanoid's looking for the play onto Karna. Yike is on his way as well. Karna does still have the flash. Public execution coming out. Humanoid there with the Emperor's Divide as well. And Karna will fall now. Yike out of position, but he can always jump.
And Fnatic saw a window where they could get themselves a kill. The problem is, in the 1v1...
Oh, Oscar. He backs in not the best spot.
Solo kill. So, getting a bunch of plates, but now Fnatic looking to respond.
This is fully 2v3. They go in with the quickness, but they're stopped by the Unraveled Earth. Immediately dive onto Yike, and they will get one kill. Targamas trying to shepherd Vladdy out of here, but they can turn it back around. Look at the damage coming out from Vladdy. Headbutt pulverized onto Mickey. He's ignited. He'll fall. Razzle caught up in the Unraveled Earth as well. Seismic shove just wide. Humanoid finally joins the play. Upset on his way across as well. Fnatic will find two in exchange for their support.
While it is a good response from Fnatic, we have to turn our attention to the map once more, because Karna secured the bot tower. Mid is left completely exposed as Fnatic commit all 5 members towards the top side of the map. And this is going to be, if I calculate right, plate number 13 now secured for KC. They've got 30 seconds, well, 40 seconds left until these plates fall. This is just going to be a full tower.
Is that 14 plates?
14 out of 15 plates.
If Mickey had the quickness there, perhaps there was a possibility, because Kalista's gone barrier instead of the cleanse. But they won't be able to find anything. Humanoid had to back away because he didn't know where Targamas was, so they will give up all 15 plates, or 14 in a bit, it seems, as Yike flashes a moment as he dashes back to his teammates, hit with an accelerated shock blast. But now Karna, all by his lonesome, down towards the bottom side. Good knockback, flashes away from the public execution. Upset east, a true shot barrage. And now Karmine Corp can turn it around. Accelerated shot blast to the back as Mickey falls first. Upset's keeping Humanoid at bay towards the bottom side of the river. Oscar Inning trying to get away and will escape for now.
I mean, the fight was over before it even began. The fact that Mickey was trying to drop a ward in the entrance to the river on KC's side meant that he got way too close to a brush that was completely denied of vision. The control ward in there, Humanoid threatening a play on the mid, won't convert into anything, but the moment Mickey gets chunked out, the engage is gone, and KC can just play with their food.
Fnatic are going to try this. Oscar spots Karna. Karna spots Upset, misses the accelerated shock blast. Razzle doesn't have Cyclone here, but Oscar has found the enemy top laner. Upset coming in as well, and Karna doesn't really have anywhere to go. He'll get taken out by Upset. Almost 400 gold into that Varus's pockets. So those objectives so far. Targamas going in with the Hex Flash immediately onto Razzle. That tower's still standing as well. The trample will get the stun. Razzle has the flash away. Humanoid trying to put the damage down onto Vladdy, but Vladdy flashes the Emperor's Divide, and Yike takes a bite out of humor.
Nice outplay there from Vladdy, and it being pushed back onto their side of the map as KC set their sights on the tier 2 towers now. No dragon for a minute and a half, so they're looking to fish what they can. With the Rift Herald, they should be able to put some serious damage down onto this tier 2. The TP is coming through. That's very far away, though.
Trying to get in behind them. Oscar Winning spotted on that control
Who's getting flanked here?
I believe it might be Oscar Winning getting flanked. Razzle jumps in. Yike immediately dives onto Oscar Winning. Quickness coming out from Mickey as well, but he can't find the engage. Can't even get onto anyone. No one's charmed by Mickey right now. True Shot Barrage coming out as well as Razzle falling low. Yike looking for a bit more damage. Targamas almost in range for that trample. Chain of Crushing will come down. He'll pop the Unbreakable Will. Get himself the hell out of there. Good seismic shove from Vladdy again onto Humanoid. Yike behind the tower, looking for those Darking Daggers. Can't find them yet. How's Humanoid gonna get out? Targamas! Oh, he's greedy, he wants it. Okay, he's dead. That's roast beef if I've ever seen it.
He had the ignite, so he thought that if he could just get in range, you can see the smile on his face. He knew he overstepped, but you have Rakan. Speaking of Rakan, Mickey.
And put pulverize immediately onto Mickey, into the seismic shove, into the trample stun, and into him. 6 feet under. Yike looking for more fighting as he jumps onto Upset, takes him down to half HP. Razzle coming across the wall, but Karmine Corp have already got what they wanted out of this. They kill off the enemy support. Drake is up, and Ocean Soul point beckons.
So we saw a great example of what makes things quite difficult for Mickey. The Unraveled Earth is just so problematic. Every time it gets thrown down, your engage options become very limited. And again, like, it's not a very tanky front line, so the value of the poke, when it hits Fnatic, it really does stick, making it that much harder to find these flank engages. And if you really want to give credit to KC...
overall, there we are. There's the Seekers in his inventory. So, what can Fnatic do? How do you set up around here? You spot Targamas. You jump in, Unraveled Earth coming out, Razzle still with a Cyclone, but look at the knockback onto Mickey. He gets in with the quickness, Chain of Corruption coming out as well as Targamas in the middle of the team. Mickey down though to a Mystic Shot. And now Razork is running for the hills as Yikes begins to chase him down. But Targamas and Yike have gone a little bit too deep. Razork healing up with the Sundered Sky. Upset caught out on the top side, but the Embers Divide from Humanoid will knock Kalist back. He can't get the damage down in time. Oscarinin and Razork having to retreat. Oscarinin, he's met with a full HP Kana. Kalist is very low if he can get close enough. Does have the flash and he misses it across the wall, trying to get to safety. Kalist knows that's his opportunity to jump in.
A scrap.
Fnatic a mile away, Upset just coming around the walls right now. Razork looking for a long flank. He'll be spotted out by this far side alteration, that little ward down towards the bottom side.
Okay, the kill isn't important. It's all about the flowers.
Kill goes down. Razork immediately jumped on. Kalist going to dash across the wall there as well. Humanoid having to base. Goes in with a Cyclone though. Oscarinin is able to kill off Kalist. Now Targamas on that front line. The quickness coming out, but a great knock-up from Targamas, I believe, with that pulverize.
Fnatic is in a pretty solid spot, but with the dragon spawning, ooh, and KC looking for an engage.
And Vladdy going in. Weaver's wall. Immediately they jump onto Humanoid in the Emperor's Divide. Will buy him no time at all. Great catch there from Karmine Corp.
Humanoid had Zhonya's, he had Flash available, and he just didn't respect the collapse coming through from KC. This was a really important moment, especially with Soul spawning. Upset, nice sidestep.
Razzle goes in onto Vladdy, there's the quickness, follow-up as well. Upset with the piercing arrow, Chain of Corruption onto Targamas. TP coming out from Kana as he looks to join the action. Mickey so low again, but Fnatic will walk away, limp away wounded. They'll lose the Ocean Drake for this.
I was going to say how great of a pick that was for Fnatic because it would allow them to still contest the Soul, but unfortunately they got shepherded in towards the topside river, completely exposing the mid lane, meaning the
Dodges away from the seismic shove. Fnatic on the Baron, it's down to 7,000 HP as Kalist starts to poke them down. Humanoid can look for the engage, has that flash in the Emperor's Divide. Upset coming in as well, there's the Cyclone immediately into the public execution, and Kalist is enemy number one. Bloody full second, Fnatic found two. The dogs chasing Mickey down will kill him off. Upset being chased out by Kana. Doesn't have flash, does have the barrier and has a blast cone. Kana dodges it well though. Now he'll turn his eyes back towards the Baron. Yike still available to steal this. Has the flash, has the smite. Can he do it? Yike, the smite king of the LEC again! And he dodges the Emperor's Divide, eviscerates them. Dodges across the wall, and now Kana and Yike are hungry for more. Razzle dashing in, but Kana's here, and he's ready to party. Humanoid and Oscar, juicy, juicy targets. Razzle falls first. Humanoid short to follow. It's double darkens, and whoop goes Yike for a triple kill.
A breath of life comes to Fnatic, and immediately Yike with a gut punch to win them back into a deficit. The Baron is stolen away, and KC deny the comeback from Fnatic. Beautiful play from Yike. Nice follow-up from Kana as they now set their sights on the base of Fnatic.
Who let him out, man? Yike on an absolute tear this game, this split. And now the inhibitor, the target for Karmine Corp. They have a pushing lane in mid as well as bot. As Kalist is put down into that set, forcing him away towards the bottom side, meant that Fnatic didn't have him at their disposal for the Baron fight, and now everything collapsing around Fnatic. As you say, they had a small moment of hope And immediately it was extinguished by Karmine Corp. Inhibitor in the top lane already dead. That wave a while away. Mickey getting a bit of damage from Vladdy here. Could look for that quickness. Targamas goes into the engage. Double pulverized, double seismic shove, and double dead. Humanoid and Mickey are gone. And now Vladdy's looking for more. Jumps onto Razork, the Cyclone. Adds more of a small squall, I think, Betty. As Razork falls, Karmine Corp knocking on the doors of the Nexus. Targamas looking for more. It was close until it wasn't. And most of the game, I'm going to say, it wasn't here for Karmine Corp. They will demolish Fnatic in game one of this best of three.
I really like the draft from Casey. I like the way they executed it, and while the Baron was a fight can begin that allows champions to do what they want to do.
Okay, so if you want to pick people,
yeah,
you can use Ash Arrow.
Yeah, 100%.
So you engage. Vladdy's still able to survive. Razork, meanwhile, in the top lane, catching out Kana, who has already burnt his flash, trading into Oscar in, and Kana down. First blood to Oscar. It did get the grubs. Razork, as you say, will get the Drake on the bot side as compensation. Now has that Stranglethorns. And look for a little bit more. You gonna dive? Gonna dive a Braum and an Ashe. It looks like it. The dive's being called. Ignite immediately onto Kalist. Stranglethorn's coming out as well. He'll get Mickey. For what cost? Only one. 80 carries. Arrow in the mid lane. It's an engaged already, and they engage perfectly with it. Humanoid has the flash, but doesn't really have anywhere to go. Kalist gets the kill. That midway pushed in will be able to do so. Kalist has to take the long way round to join up with his team. Drake down to 2,000. Humanoid coming in from the bottom side. Mickey goes in with a Magnus Storm. Immediately the Stranglethorns as well. Razork falling low, so is Yike. Both will fall down. Vladdy almost taken out by the laser, but Humanoid just doesn't quite have the damage yet. Siphon Power coming out as well as Kana joins the play. Pops the World Ender. The slow onto Humanoid. Gravity Field. Kana flashes over it, and now Humanoid is all on his lonesome walking through the river. But they don't have any damage yet, Vladdy. It's Bloodthirster, MF, and Rod of Ages with 2 stacks.
Fair enough.
Maybe if that Dark Seal had 3 stacks instead of 1.
Well, I mean, there are resistances on Braum as well from his W. There's all sorts of things to help him keep.
Targamas face checking. He didn't have good vision at all. Kalist stays around, but Targamas tried to stand beside me and was pulled back by the Magnus Storm. Targamas is a goner. He's sleeping with the fishes. And Mickey step out of the Inferno Chains, but still be caught by it. Targamas getting caught by Fnatic. Bullet time as well, and with Targamas not there, there's no Unbreakable to stop them. Mickey turned on by Kalist and Targamas, but they can't take him out. It's just Yike falling. The Drake was stopped by Fnatic, but now with the Riptide charging in, they should be able to take the mid-tier 1 and the Dragon.
Love the confidence that we see from Upset, standing his ground, even in the face of Yike, looking to try and stun him up. He knows that he has the support from his team. They're able to get a kill onto Yike. And now with the Herald, they're looking to get as much as they can. The HP's getting low. Oscar likely gonna die.
Yeah, he's dead. He flashes.
Can he get still dead? Back though. Kana's very low.
I don't think he can kill Kana. He cannot kill Kana. I told you, Ben.
You're right. He commits to the fight. And they convert it into a nice pick into a mid-tier 1. Now, of course...
And tier 2. Now to the minion wave there. Fnatic's trying to mark Kana. They'll get the mid wave. 6,000 now on the Dragon. Magnet Storm off cooldown. This is Mickey's prime time to find a fight. Targamas going to be trying to stop that bullet time from getting in. Oscar in and stepping forward, about to go Mega Gnar. It's Yike the Secure, it's Kel Surprise as he's able to get the smite fight. Vladdy flashes away from the Gnar. Targamas on the retreat here as well. But Kana and Yike are in a good position to flank Fnatic. Or are they being flanked by Fnatic? It seems like it might be the latter as Yike is down to a 3rd HP and Humanoid puts him in the dirt. Upset chasing onto Vladdy here as well. He'll go forward with the Valkyrie, but he won't be able to take down the Zyra. Fnatic find 2 kills.
I mean, it's a 1 team fight for Fnatic. They continue to extend the gold lead. While they did lose the Drake, they're looking to get an even greater prize in the Atakan.
And with the scenic view of the Rift, let's take a scenic state of the game, Betty. 5,000 gold now the lead for Fnatic. 1 Drake to 2, as you say. But they are in prime position. And Kana trading towards the top side. Oscar going forward, looking for that wallop. Kana still winning out on the trade. Karmine Corp forced away because Upset's here. The Drake secured by Fnatic.
For more defensive itemization than you're just lacking completely. But if you go Leandries plus Death Cap, you're still going to hit hard. You just have a little bit more. Look at Kana on the flank. He's fishing for an angle.
Mickey looking for him. Shadowing Strike not going to hit. Targamas puts the Unbreakable down. Mickey goes in with the Magnus-Horn onto Kana. Targamas chasing forward here as well. And Kana will kill off Mickey. Humanoid knocked up with the Glacial Fissure. Razork trying to get in here for the smite fight. Yike towards the back. It will be secured once again by Yike. Is there anything this man can't do?
2 games in a row now, he's been able to win the Baron smite fight against Razork. Kana put down so much value coming in from the flank and just drawing so much attention. I think 3 memorized on Kana, and look what he's doing. The ulti gets committed by Mickey. They're trying to stop him from collapsing.
At least has the safety. He's not just going to be called out. Targamas. He's going to look for a stand beside me onto Kalist here, but he's already rooted up, and yeah, Targamas, he's dead. That was greedy positioning from him. You saw people in the mid lane going for that ward when you don't have your teammates around the arrow, though. And now Mickey getting chased down by Kalist. Fnatic greedy as well as Karmine Corp find 2. Kalist will flash and cleanse his way away from Humanoid. Will just flash as Yike and Vladdy are now getting chased down. Oscar in and about to go mega. Humanoid opening up with a big deeps. Yike tries to turn it back around, but Yike will fall as well. Humanoid takes 2. And just like that, Karmine Corp lose most of their Baron buffs.
The game is getting very messy as picks are happening across the board. It starts with KC finding a pick onto Razork, and they turn it into a pick onto Mickey as well.
Kana's just going to go. Humanoid has flash here. Infernal Chains won't get the pullback. Kana needs those wings to fly him out of here. Upsets on the chase as well. Kana will turn around in that gravity field. Realizes there's nowhere for him to go. Humanoid should be able to get this here. The wave there, all of Fnatic are just circling, looking for that tower. They'll take the tier 2. Cleared out the mid lane. He's going back to base. I wonder.
Offensive with a wave. They've set their sights on mid, and they're just going to melt this.
Vladdy was clearing out top wave. Immediately, the inhibitor tower in the mid lane is gone. Upset stepping forward. Yike takes a double up. Arrow once again into the Glacial Fissure. Vladdy trying to get in from the side, but Targamas is the one who's already chunked out. Oscar in falling low as well. Doesn't have that Mega Gnar yet. The Sterak's shield into the Gnar. Upset trading onto Vladdy. He'll take 1. Kana now in the middle of 4 members of Fnatic. He'll dive forward looking for the healing, but this isn't G2, my man. Fnatic don't die to the Aatrox in the river. Humanoid flashes in for the double. Kalist tries to trade it. He'll get 1 out of it, but it's the only one that Karmine Corp will be able to find. Yike. He's going to put the damage down onto Razork, who will...
he gets him.
Does he? Does he get him? He does! He gets him, but at what cost? His Nexus towers are laid bare. Fnatic will start on them. Upset Oscarinin and Mickey looking to take us to a game 3. Yike comes back alive, but doesn't have a way to clear out the wave. Mickey stomps him down, and Fnatic will take us to game 3.
A really nice bounce back performance from Fnatic, as they found some great fights, and with a much better early game, they came out. Just because of her trading power alongside Norlis is very scary to deal with.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that Kai'Sa can get it, but then you're using your Cathian Rain to push the wave rather than to trade, which on... As we see Upset forced away here. Mickey going back in with the Zenith play. Targamas has to flash. The Plasma was on its way. Flash shield and Daybreak for the stun. And Targa is done. Upset and Mickey still chasing Kalist out here. Immediate
congregation in the bot side of the map.
X-Flash across. Mickey only level 2. Goes in with the stun. Razork there for the follow-up. Upset trying to get onto that backline, but doesn't have the flash. Mickey still chasing Kalist down. Razork will fall, as will Kalist. And now Upset's in a 2v1, but he can trade into this. Targamas forced away. Yike with the Bramble Smash will get the knockback. Vladdy's on the rotation. Yike with a good twisted advance to get away from Mickey. Razork now on his way to the top side. Kana going in with that Pathfinder. Razork looks for the stun, finds it. Kana does still have the flash, and Tofo will get the knockback, but isn't even going to be able to use the flash to get away. He used it, but he definitely...
Bot lane, they're threatening the dive onto Kana. How close is he to level 6? We don't actually see. He's very close.
Level 6 has been reached. Zenith blade forward, Pathmaker back. Mickey's going to tank it. Kana can go all out and will kill off Mickey and will survive. But the re-dive comes out. Razork puts a spear through the heart of Kana.
They will set their sights on the dragon. Yike is in the area. The bot lane needs to catch that wave, and Vladdy really can't move given the push that Humanoid has.
It would be really greedy from Yike to contest this. Just like bot wave pushing, mid wave pushing, like... You would be walking into a danger zone if you went for that. So Fnatic...
Keep your eyes on the Panthult.
It's going down with the Grand Starfall towards the bot lane immediately onto Targamas, who's stunned up. and taken out of the action by Razzle. Towards it, Targamas looking for the dredge line, will land it on terrain, get the staggering blows off. Into the depth charge, Vladdy chasing forward, they really want Mickey, and they will be able to secure the kill. He's not going to flash across the wall because he only has Spirit Rush.
Okay, no, Razzle just hit
Targamas is on the way as well.
Tower. Yep. Wise choice by Razzle. So Grubs exchanged for the tower.
Upset jumping in here with a killer instinct though. Targamas going to have to flash the wall. Humanoid's going to dash forward as well with that rocket jump, and Targamas is dead. Razzle.
I think Casey can really contest.
Yeah, you're not going to. Oscarinin also has the level 2 equalizer. Has just hit level 11. He's a whole level and a bit ahead of Kana in that top lane now. In such a strong spot. Upset almost a level ahead of Kalist as well. Fnatic will get the second Drake of the game. Karmine Corp ceded any pressure around it.
KC, though, they've been able to stabilize just a little bit. Of course, the gold is very significant between the two.
Yeah, I think Rift Herald's going to be the key fighting point here. Mickey looks for the Solar Flare. Kalist still caught out by it. Upset jumping forward. Depth charge going to hit onto him. Kalist still alive. Cleanse away by Upset. And all of Fnatic are here for the fight. Kazante diving in, but Razok's already killed off one. Targamas has fallen. Kalist still standing. He'll get the counter kill. Humanoid caught out by Yike. He'll manage just about to get the kill there. Kalist falls back. And Topo's with the Q3. Kana going all out as he dashes forward onto Mickey and Upset.
Or at least he can get something back. Mickey's found Kalist again.
Kalist doesn't have cleanse, but does have the Featherstorm this time. Now he's walking on the equalizer. And Upset's on a killing spree. Solar Flare just clipping the edge of Targamas there, only getting the slow. But with Rift Herald up, you have to think Fnatic will put that in their sights. They'll take the top tier 1 as well. Rift Herald should be able to help them crack through mid tier 1.
And you can see the game plan. We talked about it. Fnatic seems very aware of it. Just bully the
Cleanse
damage.
Featherstorm only a quarter of the way off cooldown. Targamas the next target. Razzle jumps in with the CC. Nature's Grass coming out. Kana looking for the flank. Mickey down to half HP. TP's coming in as well. Spirit Rush immediately by Vladdy. Mickey falls low, but Humanoid kills Targamas. And he looks for another. It's Yike who's going to fall. Kana in the middle of 4 members of Fnatic. He's going to burn to a crisp. Oscar will take it.
KC tried to respond to the...
KC will put a bit of vision around the corner. Mickey, Solar Flare. Only really clipping onto Targamas. Equalizer going down as well, but immediately Fnatic are jumping forward, and Oscarinin splashing in with the Flame Spitter. Humanoid kills off Kana. Kalist falls as well. Fnatic are routing Karmine Corp. Vladdy having to flash away. A 3-0 in favor of Fnatic. Soul point for them as well.
Fnatic showed no hesitation when it came to engaging that fight. Mickey doesn't connect his ultimate onto Kalist, but it doesn't matter because he forced him to retreat and the follow-up was enough. Humanoid, if his jump hadn't been interrupted, that would have been a 5-0 ace. But Fnatic will be more than happy with that as they set themselves up with Soul Point and will follow up with another card.
It is a stomp so far. Out goes wide, but Mickey just walks back, then goes in with the Zenith Blade. Void Seeker coming out from long range. Yike looking for that flank. Nature's Grass coming out. Razzle still clipped by the edge of it. And Kalist begins to open up. And just as I said, he wasn't having an impact. Kalist is going to find 2 quick kills. Mickey and Razzle are
like
dead.
that, he feels a lot more confident. His itemization not that different from Upset as they unlock that mid-tier 1. Casey showing his 2 major items, so keep your eyes on the bottom of your screen as this mid tower is now the focus for Fnatic.
Kalist trying to defend. Solar Flare clips him, only gets the slow. There's the equalizer, and Kalist will come down on top of it. And will go down on top of it too. Upset now on a rampage. Goes into that overheat. Targamas on his way as well. Oscar doesn't have flash, so at most he can get 1 out of this. Dredgeline does go wide, but Kana has enough shields to survive. Twisted Advance will root Oscar in place, and there's the kill. Meanwhile, Humanoid gets a tower in the bot lane. Charmed up by Vladdy, but they can't.
He doesn't have time to wait. And Fnatic are poised, ready to pounce.
Razzle goes over the wall. Solar Play on the backline. Spirit Rush away. Nature's Grass being used as well. Targamas the first to fall. Good roots coming out from Kalist. The equalizer not doing too much work, but Targamas is already dead. Vladdy's looking for a little bit more with that Spirit Rush forward. Razzle down to about 1,000 HP. Yike still on the chase towards Upset. Mickey and Kana chasing towards the top side. Humanoid goes in. Featherstorm from Kalist into the flash will get him to safety. The Drake begun by Oscarinin. Upset keeping Yike at bay. Fnatic should be able to secure this. It will be Soul for them. And with Yike on the red buff, Fnatic will take the Soul. 26 minutes in, And Oceans might be the one. Razzle going for him. Will get the stun. The chase in as well. Nature's Grass coming out as Targamas is going to be able to flash away, but Kalist not here to put out the damage while everyone's rooted. Equalizer goes down. Mickey falling lower. They dive back in onto Kana, and Kana's down. Mickey at 100 HP survives. Yike and Kana do not. Fnatic find 2 again and will turn their eyes towards the Baron.
Kalist wasn't able to get a single auto attack off in that fight. It was a very awkward position for KC to fight from. And Fnatic, they just wanted to pick. They wanted to create the numbers advantage. They committed very hard to getting
control
that
over that blue side jungle and letting the minions do the work. The wave's not synced up as well as Fnatic would like, but now with 4 members on top side, they should be able to take this tier 2.
Fnatic slow and steady does it. They've moved upset over to mid. I think I prefer it when the Tristana is in the mid lane just because of the split push pressure he has, but they're keeping him with the main team.
Nature's Grasp. Mickey should block that, and he does. Yike goes in with the twisted advance, but he is not tanky at all. Mickey knocked up. Upset can dive forward with the Killer Instinct. Doesn't even need to as Targamas falls to Humanoid. Upset now targeting that mid lane inhibitor tower. The next wave in top lane well on its way as well. Upset will take the mid lane inhib alongside Razork. Fnatic will take the top side as well. And for Karmine Corp, you're looking down 5 members in 20 seconds before you have your support back alive.
Fnatic with clinical execution as they set their sights on the Nexus. They flash in.
Kalist cleanse flashes away and will escape. Root Caller, Blade Caller will get some damage down onto Razork. Mickey going forward again. Akana is burnt alive. The second Nexus tower falls. Kalist with the Feather Storm, but it does not do a damn. A clean game from Fnatic, a surprising game from Fnatic as they'll secure the win over Karmine Corp.
Fnatic looking to revitalize trust amongst their fans.